Finally now to put the ball in the air, and off we go in Madden Ultimate Team. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And the offense readies for a first down and 10. Now a carry, it's C.J. Anderson. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
On 2nd down, Anderson. Oh, now he pulls him over. And shutting him off, now open field. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big-time run there by Anderson. And even 50 yards. Big run on the opening drive, and they better watch out for this guy or it's going to be a long game.
Back when I played in our scouting reports getting ready for games, we put stars next to the guys that we thought were the key players on the other side. There should have been 3 or 4 stars next to that guy's name.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. So they're operating in the red zone. On 2nd down, here's Simeon. This will be caught at about the 5. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets them up 1st and goal.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
They'll run. Anderson. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. Trevor Simeon, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive.
In both locker rooms, the coaches talked about setting the tone early. Didn't matter whether you started on offense or defense. In this case, the team that had the ball first did exactly that. Took it right downfield and scored.
Now McManus on to kick this one off. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. They'll run on first down. Campbell, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. They'll keep it on the ground. Campbell, and he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. On 2nd down now, Campbell. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Let's go! Brian 38! Brian 38! Flex round! Flex round! On first down, Campbell. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. To throw on second down. Cunningham. And he hits Jermaine Kearse. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. On third down, it's Campbell. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1. They'll keep it on the ground. Campbell, and he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. 4 yards on the pickup, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on fourth down. Back to throw. Cunningham, and he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They've got a second down and 8 to start things out. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They'll run with Davis. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. 29 yards. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Well, they got down 7-zip. They said, we'll go for 2, one up you, and they take the lead.
How about that for a little risk-reward, right? If you don't get it, you're only down a point. Let's go ahead and make a statement in this ball game, and that's exactly what they did.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Derek Morgan not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. And there they bring pressure from the inside, and they get home.
Yeah, hard to block everyone, isn't it? And on this play, someone did not get blocked. He's the one who got home.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
All right, partner, let's go back over the last couple of plays. Sack, loss of yards on a running play. Not exactly the sequence that an offensive coordinator gets comfortable with when calling plays.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Now Simeon. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Jarrell Freeman with a big-time sack on third down, and it'll be a loss of 7.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
On second down, Campbell. And he'll be brought down at at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Let's go. 1, 2.
Throwing on first down. Cunningham. The grab made by Curse over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this. A reminder coming up at halftime. Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before that. The quick slant caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now first and goal. They'll run on first down. Campbell. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great effort there. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments. Let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking. Beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion.
Flex round. Flex round.
Looking to throw. Cunningham. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
On first down, it's Simeon. To the right side, complete to Taylor. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5, and he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 71 yards. A shotgun snap for Simeon. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Demaryius Thomas from 4 yards out. And the Broncos draw a bit closer. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And that touchdown drive happened very, very quickly. You knew that they had the quick strike ability. They showed it.
And for a defense that understands that, it still drives them crazy when it actually happens to them. Fast and furious, there came the points.
That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now out come the Steelers. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Open now to get back in the end zone on this 4th possession. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. They'll keep it on the ground. Campbell. Room to run past midfield. Accelerating, and off he goes. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
Bailey now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here. What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
His throw incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And it's third down.
The Steelers insert their nickel defense on third down.
Yeah, they add a DB. Now it's the Chiefs' all-time leading rusher. It's Jamal Charles on the carry. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on fourth down. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. That's taken on the 25. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And the Steelers set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. On second down now, Campbell. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. First down, Campbell. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Sorry, Larry, your hard work appreciated by so many men and women, but not today as we get back to the action in the second half. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Steeler offense now with the football first here to begin the third quarter. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. He will not go down.
Have to retake those ankles.
It's a big play there for the Steelers. 43 yards. So you got the lead here in the second half. Obviously, you love big runs like that at any time. Here, you really like them.
And how about the confidence that's been exhibited by that offense now? They don't care what you're lining up doing on the defensive side. They want the big fella to carry the football and carry it often.
Flush to his right. And his throw is incomplete. Ten yards still left on second down. To throw again. Cunningham flushed out right. Now a first down and then some. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Le'Veon Bell, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast, game the second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
Flex round! Flex round! Come on!
Back to throw. Cunningham. And this one's incomplete. Aggression has no doubt been their game. They've got the lead. They had converted 3 straight two-point conversions. Finally, it catches up to them.
I remember last year when they were putting the PAT in where you had to kick it from the 15. I asked all the coaches that I talked to, what's your plan? And they're like, look, we're starting to have full periods of two-point conversion tries. Well, it's paid off for this team. 3 times in a row they got them prior to that miss.
Let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
Now a play fake here on first down. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Derek Morgan coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Back to throw, Simeon. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. The Broncos on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
All right, here we go. 3
Out of the gun, Simeon. Throwing right side, that's complete. Demaryius Thomas. Simeon finding Thomas there to give the Broncos a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down.
My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me. No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. This is fielded at the 27. And now running right through him. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A lot of times they want this guy just to try to flip field position. He flipped it all the way into the end zone.
Yeah, the rule of thumb is, can you pick up 10 yards? That's getting a first down. Instead, he takes it all the way and provides a big spark for his team.
And they will line up now for the 2-point try. Looking to throw. Cunningham. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Trevor Simeon ready to retake the field. How do you break down his game so far? Just the 1 touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't, not until you balance it with the error side, you know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. That's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. Here's Simeon now on second down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily, fell incomplete.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And it fights through one man. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's closing in on 200 yards on the ground with the fourth quarter still to come. We're in the third. Good shot to get there.
And now he's got to make sure he convinces his coaching staff to leave him out there and keep touching the ball, because when you've had that kind of a day, there is a tendency to think about getting him out and saving some of it. Running backs never like to save yardage.
You know he's tapping his quarterback on the shoulder. I'll take the ball again, please, right?
Not turning down any carries.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Here we go.
On 3rd down, Cunningham. He's got Curse. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. And he'll give it here to his running back. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. And now whistles and a flag. And I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
So he jumped as a safety. You might know a thing or two about that from your playing days.
Well, I remember creeping up near the line of scrimmage on certain blitzes or certain coverages. Never jumped off sides, though.
Not once?
Not once. I wish I had a few times. It would have stopped some of those plays I got toasted up on.
He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. And they're going to speed things up here. On 2nd down, Campbell. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That good for 19 and a 1st down. On 1st down, Cunningham got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Jermaine Curse from 10 yards out. And this Steelers offense is running away with this one.
I know a lot of people look at these games and think, all right, this thing's done. Let's have some sportsmanship. Let's not try and score. You should never do that in the NFL. I've seen big leads blown, and teams that look like they had a victory, all of a sudden we're going home with a loss.
Bailey now to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit. and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football. He's pretty impressive.
And his friends call him Bebe, the nickname his uncle gave him back in the day.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call him tippy toes if that one was completed.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Now Simeon on 3rd and goal. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Derek Morgan in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And McManus able to put it through. And that will knock this down to still a very large 29-point deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, it's likely not going to matter much, but at least they get themselves 3 points closer to respectability.
And I don't know that they're going to feel a whole lot better about things because they've clearly been outplayed all game long. But, hey, no reason not to take the points when the opportunity presents itself.
And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it. It was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. That good for 19 and a 1st down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Campbell. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Cunningham. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
A final touchdown, Brandon. I'm not so sure that these two coaches are going to be real happy about getting together after the game.
Yeah, where I come from, they call that salt in the wound.
And salt in the wounds always hurts.
Yeah, we'll have to track that post-game handshake. And he'll get nothing out of that one.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
And Denver getting set to take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going
forward.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Now a 1st down throw, Simeon. And his throw here's incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Vinny Curry in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness that defensive line is eating them alive.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Got to be wary of throwing an interception here because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the fourth quarter here trying to preserve the lead. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. "35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. We know these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside.
Come on, let's go. Ohio. Let's go.
On first and 10, Cunningham eluding the pressure right. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
Flex round. Let's go.
Throwing again. Cunningham escaping the pressure right. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. The Steelers on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Cunningham, flush to his right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick, and he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. All right, nice job. I believe that is challenge met and defeated from where I sit. Congratulations. Good job on this Madden Ultimate Team solo challenge.